Today we're here again with Matt Claypack, who is the CEO at Vertify, and I wanted to discuss something that we saw actually in a discussion with a marketing operations group. They mentioned that an ongoing question that they have, that they're always getting within the group, is how do we get the data where we need it? Knowing that this is what we're solving for at Vertify, I wanted to get Matt to jump in on another rapid chat and kind of get his take on the discussion.
Awesome. Glad to join. So, ultimately, Lacey, the truth is, this is much more strategic because the problem being solved is not really just about get the data here, get the data there. People no longer need dumb connections. That's old. That's a thing of the past. That's a thing of the past, meaning native connections and iPaaS players. What revenue and marketing operations teams are asking is, our systems are now connected. Mm-hmm. So we should be able to understand the data more easily, right? Well, that's not really the case. Data is nice to have, right? Getting the data to these different places is nice to have. And connecting systems across an organization is the most necessary first foundational step. But what's next? What do you need to get from it? What steps is it telling you to ultimately take? And what actions are you supposed to be taking on that data? I think we've all seen how meetings can get derailed very quickly when the presenter throws up data without context. That's a problem. That's a big problem.
Right, and then you give that person the ability to start making assumptions and then take things in a different direction. So then what is your advice on getting organized and kind of building the context so that as marketers, so we tell the story that we need to tell?
Yeah, that's a complex question, but I think there are a few things. So here are some of the things that I always tell people when they ask specifically about their data strategies for their revenue teams. Number one, in regards to organizations, you need to be clear on different naming conventions. It's very important. You wouldn't believe how much bad data is actually out there because of user error, right? If someone types in your product name with a space, without a space, with a hyphen, et cetera, you're looking at a total mess within your database, especially as you go down this kind of the product line. And so that's number one. Number two, don't sleep on contextual activities, right? You have to give meaning to what you're tracking ultimately. Put activities into context so everyone across the org understands what it means and what can ultimately be expected from different campaign types, right? That's number two. Number three, determining the path to revenue. This is huge. So what this ultimately means is specifically for your team to really come together and understand the business, right? That's what this is all about. This is a great exercise to run across sales and marketing to help them get everyone on the same page while sharing the responsibilities in the different information and the different data that you're pulling between systems. So the exercise ultimately gets everyone thinking strategically about data, right? I'm focused on content. I'm focused on all my different marketing nurturing activities. I'm a salesperson. I'm focused on closing deals.
Right.
But the data, when you can really get strategic around the data and you can get everybody thinking that way, all on the same page, that's really important. So that's number three. So lastly, yes, it starts with data connection, then there's hygiene, but ultimately answers are what lead to people being able to take action. And it's as simple as that. It's then being able to take action.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Derek Grant from SalesLoft, we talked to him in our last rapid chat, and he talked about getting everybody under the same umbrella, on the same team. We're all working towards the same revenue goals.
Yep.
So let's all figure out how to build that context around each of these data points, as opposed to just saying, we've connected the systems, now you have everything you need.
Sure. Right. And look, data's complex,
right.
But you need to work with a partner. You need to have one data partner. You need to have one data management practice, and you need to simplify it. Somebody needs to help you simplify your life so that you can focus on growth through that data. I think that's the big thing. That's a big key, and it's kind of what I always end with when I have these conversations. And I don't think you can take that lightly.
That's perfect. We go from how do I get my data to where we need it to the real question, which is how do I use this data to grow my revenue?
Yeah, and start there. Start
Right.
with, hey, how am I going to grow my revenue with this data? Then go back and figure out those operational things ultimately to get to those answers. That's what you have to do.
Perfect. Thank you, Matt. I think this has been a great discussion, and we love seeing this go on in these marketing operations channels. So we'll have to get back to a few people and tell them what we're thinking.
Awesome. Hopefully it's helpful.
Thank you.
Thank you.